So I'm going to show you where we ended up in the IYTC, and we'll carry on into brush knee, which are important. There's three brush knees, one to the right, one to the left, and another one to the right. And it may be that John likes it in the center, but just think of two rights and one left when we do the brush knees. So, but we completed with white crane spread swings, and I'm going to just start by showing you just how far we've gotten to that. Feel free to come along with this one with me if you'd like to. And I'm going to mute everybody, and we can talk again later. Okay, so I'm going to start by facing you and doing the form up into white crane. And I'm just going to start, I'm going to bypass the opening and just start from here. Okay, just to make this review go a little faster. So I'm going to pull up, go inside, and then go out. And pull that energy back in, and then just drop it down. And turn this away to do left peacock. Bird flies away. I gather that energy, send it down my right leg. And this is one of the first circlings we do with our wrists. Really nice. Felix did that for us. Sit on the bench. We're going to turn to the left, go to the right. Mind go out. Sit back. Roll the ball. Squeeze the energy. Release it out in front. Bring it back down. Bounce it. Water fountain. Plucking, splitting, backing up pung, scooping forward on energy, and then elbows together, water down to the floor, pressing. Hook one final time through the body, down, underneath, and then gather that big tsunami wave over your head. Leave the hands behind, Gumbien, stretching you out, the little guys out there in front of you. Then take that energy into the heart and send it down the left leg. Connect with the big wheel, turn it. Step through, throw the energy up over your head and just bring it straight down. Rest for a moment in the heart. Misalign the shape to the right. Misalign to the left in front. Pull straight down, push out. This has that grinding quality a little bit. Touch the hip, touch the ankle, catch the energy ball, let it bounce out to the beak, back to the hand and release it. We're going to reconvene the energy into the right part of our body and do this dusting quality. Think of this as lasso, the elbow is real stable, and then cut straight through, scrape off, bend bow, and then shoot. Okay, so that's facing you, and let's do it together one time this way. So we're working together now. This is what we work together. Just hold the orbs, the energy orbs at about the level of your navel. And bring your mind up into the heart, roll the energy in, and throw it out. Cross out through the window, energy back, pulling into your bubbling well. Then put it down and the energy settles right in the middle of the foot. Then turn to the right, cover the left wrist, left peacock. Energy goes away. Take that in, then send it down the right leg. Okay. Take the energy behind, sink down, open, relax. Turning left to go right, cover the right wrist, right peacock, and goes out. Settles back in. I'm going to do this rolling ball, squeezing, opening, bring it down, bounce it, up, plucking, splitting, backing up, hung, scoop forward, pulls the body forward, elbows together, mind down, water at the feet, out, pressing. More time through the body, capturing the big wave, connect with the wave over your head top. Sit back, boom bien, and draw that energy in. Sink that energy down the tube of the left leg, connect. Big wheel turns. Step up. Hold the energy down. Misalign to the right. Misalign in front of the body. Pull back from the right elbow. Push straight out. Start circling that in front of the body. Turn the left foot. Continue to turn the right foot. Throw the energy ball up over your head. Touch the ankle. Capture the ball. Ball roll out. Dusting. Dusting. Slide through. Scrape off and bowl. Shoot and open. Remember that those three kind of vectors coming out of the shoulder nest. Just open it up. Open it up. I'm just going to see if there's any questions up to that point. Any questions up to that point?
How many distinct moves are there melded together in this?
So there's left peacock, and then there's a long transition, including sitting on the swing, which is not a named posture, to right peacock. And then we go to single whip. So it's left peacock, right peacock, single whip, white crane flashes wings. So we've got 4 postures.
Okay.
And I believe this form has 37 postures as well. It takes about 23 minutes to get through the whole form when she does it super slowly. So
Yeah, thank you.
It's about 20 minutes when I do it. But anyway, we're at the beginning, but we've hit the right peacock is a big one, and that can spend quite a bit of time on that one, just getting that in.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, so I'm going to just face you and show you this next phase. Drawing in, and we open into white crane. White crane flashes wings. I'm in my right foot, and now the next vector is going to be off to my front right here. And so here I'm open in my shoulder, and then I'm just going to close it. Okay, so don't collapse and bring it down, but just feel energetically open, and then just shut it off. So almost like turn the flashlight on and then turn it off. Okay, so here it's on, off, and I'm going to slowly bring my hands in, open to here. Okay, and then I'm going to make this big circle here. And this is going to be pulling in and pushing out. It feels a little bit like the plucking energy. but the circle is here now. It's not on this level. So this pulling down, this is a pull down, bucking, and then this back fist to come up. So pulling in, up, and we just do it again, up. And then I'm going to start this polishing motion. I'm going to pull in and open out. Pull in and open out. My hands will be sort of in the same direction here. Okay, so this will repeat on the other side as well. So just, I'm facing you now. I'll show you from the back in a minute. So I'm open, gather. I'm gonna sink. My hands are gonna spiral in, go out. And I'm gonna pull down. This is her, condensing. Kai, separating. Do it again. Her, Kai. And if you can see in my body, here I'm pulling into my bubbling well. And here it goes into my heel. This is the beginning of the use of the pendulum. So as I come forward, pendulum back. As I go back, pendulum this way. Boom. Boom. Okay. So this is, we'll start feeling this pendulum action in the body as well. We crane, open, close it down, turn in, open and step. And so he never talks about his feet, but we go from this one, we sort of shift right, then bring the feet together and then double weighted here in the feet. And just rocking to here. Then I'm going to spiral in here. Watch this hand too, though. This one's going to spiral in here. This one's going to go out. Sorry. In, out, condense, separate, spiral in, all the way goes on the right foot. Open out and step. Okay. Step like this. So let's just do that on this direction now for a second. So finish single whip here. I gather and I do the dusting to this kind of direction. I come straight through. I pull off, then bow. And then feel your head top in this part of your body go in opposite directions. White crane flashes its wings, spreads wings, okay? Open up here, then gather it in. Step to the corner, pull down, her, kai, her, kai. Spiral in, spiral out, move foot. Okay. So we're in this posture going, if we start this way, now we're 90 degrees to the left. Okay. And it looks something like this. Okay. So this next phase I'm going to show you just from here. So pulling this in, pushing it out. Here, I'm going to like imagine I'm going to be pulling the energy in through my body here. And so it's not going to go this way. It's going to lever sort of from the elbow. And it pulls in here, comes through my body, and it goes out here. So it comes in here, goes out here. So, and while I do that, I'm going to shift weight. Not easy to teach this. Okay, so I'm going to come like this. So, and I want you to see this hand too. And so here, I'm going to just connect to the energy that's ready to come out. It's going in here, around my back, and it's coming out here. Okay. So one, spiral in, go out, and that's going to kind of pull my weight forward. I'm going to sit back now, and my hand's going to stay right on the inside of my leg here. Now, my gaze is going to go out, and I'm going to see a little star down there, and it's going to start rising on the wall, okay? So I'm going to connect this hand to that, and it's going to come up, and that's going to raise my foot up. And that's the brush knee. Okay, so do that again. I'm sure I missed some detail. So spiraling in, open out. Bring the body in, shift into the left foot. Shift back, see the rising star, follow it. Foot goes up, and then come into this shape. So this shape is important. I want to just mention this. I'm going to give you a kind of a side view. Imagine on this one, this is Peng energy, this energy coming up this way. This one is on energy coming down. So and I'm not like squeezing these things. I'm just holding the shape. And it's representing these two different jings, these two different manifestations. They're like this. I think of this as a dragon closing its mouth. The other, John wants us to think of this. He says, this is the cave. And the wind will blow in and go back out. And so this is the top of the cave, this is the bottom of the cave, and this is the cave mouth. Wind blows in, goes out. So this is hung and on. Don't do a thing, just hold these structures, just hold this structure. Right at Ming Men, this is the beginning of using this idea too. Right at Ming Men, there's this little pressure backward. So these things are kind of squeezing here, just kind of etherically squeezing. And there's this gentle pulling from behind your body. And this is what happens in the brush knee, okay? And this is part of a process that John calls no resistance and no retreat. And just keeping your body open, holding this structure, letting somebody energy come in and go back out. Those things will be discussed as time goes by, but that's the beginning of that action. So let's just do this. Let's just do the choreography on this. From white crane spread the wings, open, then shut it down, and then sink, open and extend, pull down, gather, separate, do it again. So this is pull down and back fist, okay? Draw in, open, out. Hold the energy in, shifts the weight forward. See that rising star, follow it. Brush knee. Brush knee. All right. I know there's probably a bazillion questions. Thank you for holding them. We're going to do it on the direction, okay? So I'll finish the single whip, energy goes out, and turn, and do this dusting once, twice, let it cut through, bend, straighten. 3 vectors out of the shoulder, close it down. So you can feel this little spiral here, and then spiral out. Pull in, condense, go out, feel your body rocking, pendulum working. And spiral in, open out. Hold the energy in, connect here, see it go out. brush knee. That's how they do brush knee. A little bit of energy here. Don't intentionally pull any of this stuff. Just make these shapes and kind of hold the shapes. Hold the structure. So I'm not like not pushing this one down and this one up, but essentially that's what they're doing. This is on energy, pushing down. This is Peng energy, scooping up. Boom, they come like this, okay? And then there's this Liu energy right out the back, this drawing in, right through Dantian, but out Ming Men. One more time from here. Release it out. Step and dust. Dust. Cut through, scrape, bend. Feel this pulling in two directions. Open. White crane flashes wings. 3 vectors out of the shoulder. Relax it. Let it sink in. Now watch my hands. Just draw it in. You could make one of these shapes. Draw in and connect out again. Imagine you're pulling something. This is plucking, but it's plucking like this now. Pluck, and then split. Pluck again. Split. Spiral in, open out. Hold the energy in through the shoulder, connect in the lower left quad. See the rising star. Your mind follow that, hold the knee up. And brushing. Okay. I'm going to just keep going. We have 3 of them. I'm going to show it this way first. This is the one time where I'm going to shift into my front foot, shift back, go here. I'm going to sit back, connect here, pull down here, move the foot, open it back up, pull it back down in. So this is a pull down and a back fist. Spiral in, spiral out, draw the energy in. This time we don't shift weight. I'm going to come up and do brush knee on this side. Brush knee on this side. I'm going to sit back, make gentle spirals, go to the diagonal, pull down, hold my body mass in, go back out. Draw in, go out, spiral in, out, draw the energy in. This is the final brush knee right here. So 3 brush knees. 3 brush knees. I'll show you from here again, the white crane. You can rest and just watch if you want. White crane open, gathers. So there's kind of exaggerating a little bit in the arm. In, out, draw in, out. Pull in, shift weight forward. That's the one time we do that. Up, push knee. Step back. Draw the body mass forward. Look out. Draw in. Open the body. Pull the energy in. Goes out. See the rising star. Boom. Transition is very common in this form. So 3 brush knees. Spiral in, brush knee this way. 3 brush knees. All right, let's do it on the direction. So I'm going to release energy ball out, recover, turn, dust, dust again, then cut through, scrape off, bend, and then straighten. 3 vectors out of the shoulder, then close it. Gather in, open, pull down and in. Feel like you're pulling your body in. Push it out again. Draw in, out, spiral in. Open the body this way. Pull in, shifts the body mass forward. This is the only time we do that a little bit. See the asking star rise up. Follow it. Peng-An-Ji. So Peng-An-Ji this way. So back. Pull down. Out. In one more time. Out. Spiral in. Go out. See the asking star. Just going to adjust my foot. Running out of space. Spiral in. Open it out. Pull in. We're right at the end of the first road, actually. That's kind of big news. It's a fairly long road, but play guitar might be the actual end, the next posture we do, but it's just we're right at the end of that road. So let me just check in with folks one more time.
Bill, did you just say that that was the end of the first third of the long road?
So this form, IYTC, is called the Old 6 Roads. And we're just at the end of the first road.
First road.
And so, and I would say, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the form. So it's, each of the roads are of different length. The 6th road is just a couple moves and it takes about 45 seconds to get through the 6th road at the very end of the form. I don't know why they separated them this way. There's probably some real good logic that I'm unfamiliar with, but it's called the 6 roads. And so this is the end of the first section. Felix or Allie, do you guys know, is the play guitar the end of the road?
I thought it was
The next one where we do the play guitar? Yeah. Where we jump rope and
jump right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So that's okay. So it's the very next move, but we're really close. Okay. So something to some atta girls and atta boys for everybody. Okay. So the thing about this one is this quality of this pushing down quality is called on. This pushing up quality, the scooping. So scoop down is on, scoop up is pung. And then there's G. What is G? Typically, G looks something like this, where everything's going out. In this situation, when I do it here, Peng-An-Ji, the G is right here. G is from Ming Men, and it goes back. And so John calls this pung, pung down here, on, and G. Peng-An-Ji. He'll say this, Peng-An-Ji. These 3 manifestations all arriving in one posture point. So there's this Peng. This is kind of making this shape here. But there's this opening back here, and that opening is much like, so G energy, this is for some of the new folks that haven't heard me talk that much about these energies. G is pure yang, okay? And the easiest way for me to show it is a couple things. In the second Qigong of the spinal Qigong set, G energy is this one, everything going out, okay? And in the yang style commencement, G is here. G is here, everything going out, everything out, pure yang energy. And then rushing in would be rollback. Exact opposite of G is rollback, this sucking in at the center. So the G is in a funny place. It's on our back, going, it's kind of pulling back, and it creates this kind of, so this gentle pulling back here kind of creates some of the structure in front of the body, which is part of what John calls no retreat, no resistance. So we're just, and we'll talk about that as time goes by. You really need a partner to practice no retreat, no resistance. And basically, you run into yourself when you're pressing on somebody that has a real quiet shape and can hold the structure real well. When you do it with John, it's pretty exciting to feel it. So this is Peng-An-Ji, and that's what occurs in brush knee. And these are things John will talk about. He'll use that phrase, Peng-An-Ji, and I want you to recognize it's this shape, and it's just to kind of be able to create this structure in your body. And not to do anything with it, but just to hold the structure and kind of trust that the energetics kind of live automatically. Especially the more you do this, they start living kind of automatically in there.
Bill, is there a point of origin for the G energy projecting from the back?
Ming Men.
It's the Ming Men. Okay.
Yeah, and it's more instead of yeah. I mean, it's going out. John says, don't push too hard. Don't get too much intention kind of pulling at your back. Just let some of your awareness be opening backwards, okay? And so for those of you who haven't been playing with the Jing, understanding the 4 basic Jings, the roll back, press, push, and roll back, press, push. What else am I missing? Is that
ward off,
ward off, roll back, press, and push? Yeah. So those are the 4 main ones. Here we have ward off and push, and we also have G involved. So the only one we don't really use is Liu, is rollback, but it's part of this too. The Liu is what happens when the energy kind of flows into you and it returns out. So that's too many words. Don't worry about it. That's too much theory. So just, these are the shapes. At first, just practice the shapes. So when we asked John how to practice 5 years ago, he said, well, how do we get better? He goes, well, practice the form. And then he said, well, is there anything else we can do? Yeah, do the Qigong, Shen Yi Qi Qigong. And I'm just realizing in Wei Shu Ren's book, he describes both the Qigong. He describes the Qigong. I wish I could read the Mandarin, but it's obvious in the photographs what he's doing. he's doing the Shen Yi Qigong. So, and these are fundamental kind of training mechanisms to get the body organized and start engaging the mind, the Shen, with the intention, and then having the Qi come along. So let me just do that again. You can watch and then we'll do it together. So I'll face you so you can see my hands and things. I'm gonna mute everybody one last time. Okay. Okay, so we do this, come through, pull down, bend, and straighten, and let the energy come out of that space. Relax and turn. So from here, there's this. It gets us to this next one. Pull down, pull out, again, out. Start playing with the pendulum. Open. Shift forward. Connect. See the asking star. Peng-An-Ji. Sit back. Draw in. Open. This time we don't shift. And just step back as I do this one. Peng-An-Ji on this side. So, hands circle up. Pull. Open. Spiral in. See my body spiral in. Open. Peng-An-Ji. Peng-An-Ji. All right, let's do it together on the real direction. So we'll finish with releasing the energy out. So here, this actually is a good one to do with the way we look at the single whip and yang style. So just letting the energy kind of come in here and then releasing it out. This is shooting. Just release it, let it go. Throw it out. Throw it out, let it go. And then something pulls back. I feel like this part of my body just pulls something back in. So release it out. And then I do, from my right channel, I do these lassos, 2 of them. And then I cut straight through here. I pull and I scrape off. That hand just stays still. I pull this way, so I don't have to go like this. I just keep that hand staying still, pull through with the right. This way it stays on my left channel, and then open. White crane flashes its wings. Open. Let it close. Circle, and open up here. And pull into bubbling well. Push, feel the pendulum. Feel the pendulum. Circle in. Open. Shift wave. Connect here. See the rising star. Peng-An-Ji. Peng-An-Ji. Sit back, make gentle fists. Circle out. This is Liu. Pull. Suck in. Open. Just keep that connected there. Draw in. Pushes the foot. Pushes the foot out. Pull the energy in. Brush knee. Peng, Peng-An, dragon's mouth, cave, Ji. Back, hold on and in, open, in, open, circle in, open out, see the rising star, Peng-An-Ji this way. I'll just show you the next one so you get the benefit of the end of the first row. We're going to pull our hand, we're going to do this again. So I'm going to pull my body forward, going to connect here. I'm going to jump rope. Play guitar. So this is the way we do play guitar in Yang style. Or, yeah, right here. It's this way and this one, so the hands are flat this way. But it's basically doing the same thing. It's connecting to the energy of the elbow with this one here. So from the end of the last brush knee, I'm going to sink, move up this foot, put my mind down there, feel the big tsunami over my head, big storm cloud, settle into play guitar. End of the first road. Congratulations. Okay, I think that's going to be it. Yeah. All right. I will entertain a few questions if anybody has any. I know I can. Where's my cursor? Come on.
Yeah, I noticed that you had your pinky and your index finger extended more than the other fingers. I forget at what point, a couple of times when you were.
I may have been just kind of exaggerating what I'm doing with my mind.
Oh.
But typically the hands are real quiet.
Yeah,
But
no, they were. Position.
I'll do that from time to time. For instance, when we do the pressing energy from at this one, so plucking, splitting, backing up, and as I come through here, I'll just show you what's happening with the energy. It's going out this way.
Okay.
Okay, so the hands are really like this. The hands are like this, Deanne.
Yeah.
It's showing you, boom, it's like.
Got it. Thank you.
Right out through you. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Will you run through the postures again for me?
Yes, so it's the opening, left peacock, right peacock. So we don't talk about sitting on the swing, which is an important transition moment, but it goes to right peacock. The next posture is single whip. The posture after that, I don't know that, so dusting might be a name posture. Felix, do you know if that's a name posture?
Well, you're just referring to it as a dusting.
Yeah, I think, so the next one is then white crane spreads wings, okay? After white crane spreads wings, it's brush knee. After the brush knees, it's play guitar. So left and right peacock, single whip, white crane flashes wings,
Brush knees.
brush knees, and then play guitar. So
The brush, three of them. Right?
yeah, yeah. So that's not a lot of name moves for a lot of action, if you ask me. You get a lot of money, you get your money's worth in this form. You get a lot of action going on. You got to really earn those postures. So that's it. So we just carry on. I know you guys are getting a lot of stuff, but just practice a little bit still. Some of you, this is review. Some of you, it's brand new, and there's a lot there. So I will see everybody. I'll put this out today, and I'll see everybody on Tuesday. And thank you so much for continuing to practice. I'm really happy to do it.
Great.
It's
Bill,
a
may I
nice.
ask a question? May I ask a
Yeah.
question before you go?
Yes.
I mean, you anticipated a question that I had, and you've already answered it, but perhaps you could say it again. When you asked John how to practice IYTC, he said to practice the Qigong and to practice the form. Could you just say, maybe repeat that? And
Yeah, and so at the beginning, so this is where you need to have some faith that it looks just like empty choreography, and it's requiring a certain level of suspension of doubt that is, it's tough for 60-year-old people to do that, I imagine. But and you're only 45, so you still have some time. But
bless you, bless you.
yeah, right. But I would just say that, like all Taoist practices, they are intended to awaken the body over time. Excellence is work over time. And so one of the things that they used to say about, you have a question, ask yourself the question 1,000 times. If you still can't answer it after the 1,000th question, then ask your teacher. So that it just shows you the level of looking and practicing and being faithful to those good study habits. And that's just looking, you know. So I would say try to do it all. Don't not do something because you feel like, oh, I don't really understand it all the way. Just try to get your body to go, okay, up to that point. It's a little foggy. That the little foggy points become the real crucible for the training. Okay. And so you really have to slow down. There's a beautiful apocryphal story about the butcher, and the king was watching the butcher this oxen, and he goes, the butcher moves through the oxen and does this beautiful job. And the king asked the guy, well, how do you manage that? I mean, that, and he goes, I slow down through the difficult spots. So he's looking more carefully at the spots that require more intimacy of understanding. So I would say that that's the way to train. And at first, you don't have a lot to worry about. And over time, you develop. And the things that I don't know how many times I've read Ben Lowe's little gray book on the classics. And it's like every 2 or 3 years, I'll pick it up and I'll read the poetry and I'll go, oh, I see, I never thought of it that way before. But I wasn't ready to think about it. I didn't have enough experience to know what that poetry meant at that place. So it's to practice, return to the practice, continue to question, to continue looking. And that opens the body. Sogye Rinpoche said, it's self-secret. These are self-secret practices. As your body opens, as you become more connected, as you spend more time, as it becomes more fixed in your mundane consciousness, then it becomes less of a secret. It becomes more available to you. That's I think that's one of the messages. And I think embedded in those things, Rick, embedded in both the form practice and the Shenyi Qi Qigong are fundamental concepts, some of which we've already talked about, but that get repeated over and over again. So the more you cook them, the more you don't need to look at the recipe book anymore. You know, so. All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, I am very appreciative to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
Thanks,
Thank
Bill.
you very much. Thank you.
Look
All
forward
right.
to Tuesday.
Yeah. Look forward to seeing everybody soon again. Okay.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everybody.